USL League 2 soccer coming at you from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex and Harold Hersheimer Field as Virginia Beach United taking on Patuxent here in a midweek matchup. I'm Isaac Berkey. He's Nick King here to bring you all the action for this one. Virginia Beach United comes in, wrapping up a 4-game homestand and riding back-to-back wins, looking to make it 3 straight against the visitors from Maryland. You were here last week. You were here this weekend, I should say, this past weekend, as Virginia Beach United had an offensive explosion, taking the 3-0 victory over Charlottesville. Quick thoughts on what you saw from the side in that one.
Offensive explosion is an understatement. We have not seen an offensive burst from this team like that in maybe a year or so. It's been a long time, and the ball was moving. 2 goals coming off of set pieces was extremely impressive. The ball movement was great. The shots were great. It was an overall great performance by that offensive unit.
VBU winning that one 3-0. They've outscored opponents 5-1 on this season. And that, or excuse me, they've outscored opponents, yes, 5-1. I can't do math. 5-2 on the season as VBU's lone defeat coming at the hands of Lionsbridge in the opening game. But that said, back-to-back wins. We talked about the offense defensively. We're going to see Griffin Potter again tonight. He's been very good. Thoughts on his performance so far this year?
You said it. He has been very good. He has only allowed 1 goal, and that came in that one game against Lionsbridge that you mentioned. That was a late goal on a kind of broken play. Potter has been lengthy in net. He's made the correct reads. He's been a solid foundation for this team, and he's been a leader for this team. You see him out there when he's commanding players where to go, where to be. He's been just steadfast as can be. You gotta love, if you're Coach Mills, what your keeper is doing right now to help your team.
The Virginia Wesleyan product comes to Virginia Beach United after spending some time as an assistant coach following his playing career at Virginia Wesleyan, where he played for, who else but head coach Chris Mills. He looks to steer the ship for this side, trying to take another victory and push themselves to 3-1. Overall. Patuxent, on the other hand, they've only got 1 game so far. That one, a defeat at the hands of Nova, a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Nova, who Virginia Beach United beat just a week ago today. So for Patuxent, maybe a little bit of rust they still got to shake off, a little bit of unfamiliarity amongst each other there.
A little bit of unfamiliarity is completely correct. You don't want to play the math game in the sense that VB United beat so-and-so, so they should beat Patuxent. That's not how this works. Different matchups yield different results. But Patuxent only has about 7 returners and only 3 guys that play at the Division I level. So this is a group of young adults, that have not had a lot of semi-pro experience, that are still trying to blend together after years of lower division level soccer.
And with that, we're going to step aside for the national anthem here on Military Appreciation Night. Starting lineups and opening kickoff coming up right after this.
Joining us tonight to sing the national anthem for Military Recognition Night, retired U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander John Maynard and his beautiful daughter Elise. Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the guns bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet Elise. Fans,
Getting ready for
not only
kickoff
supports
at
VB
the
United
Virginia Beach
by singing
Sportsplex.
the national anthem,
VB United
also owns John's
looking
Tax Service
to
and is
take
tonight's
another victory. They lead the all-time
Thank you for
season,
your
the
support,
all-time
John
series,
Maynard of John's
5-1-0 against Patuxent, looking for win number 6 in just 7 matches. Starting, go ahead,
Sorry,
jump
Isaac.
on in.
This match means maybe a little bit more. If VB United can manage to get a win tonight, it ties its franchise record and its a franchise win streak record at 3 and can go into its match next Wednesday on the road to try and break that record at 4.
And a big start to the season it would be. Chris Mills, a big start for his tenure. A 4-game homestand isn't exactly something you see all the time, so they've definitely got to get all they can get out of this homestand before heading into 3 straight USL League 2 matches. They have a couple of friendlies in there, but 3 straight USL League 2 matches at home. Starting lineup we'll quickly run through for the visitors. In goal, it's going to be Jesus Rondon. Working out from there, we are going to see Dylan Shepard alongside Medford, Farrell, and Beal. Keedlin, Habibalehi, and Ba in the midfield. Ramakasta, who scored against VBU last season. Beal and Atakimbai right up front. For Virginia Beach United, a little bit of a change, but not much from Saturday's match. It seems like they've kind of folded in a little bit from what you saw on Saturday. Still some players coming back into the fold for this United side, though.
Yeah, and we've still yet to see some returners. We have yet to see guys like Matt Fitzer and Ben Wilkinson who have been out, Wilkinson especially to a knee injury. So that lineup is definitely set to change maybe in the near future. But as of right now, they're doing good with what they have. 2 straight wins. In net is the aforementioned Griffin Potter. At the defensive side, Franco Tradati, Joshua Condit, Bomba Hermoso, and Jonathan Lighting rounding out the defensive unit. At the midfield, we have Alexander Moody, who scored on last Saturday against Charlottesville. Cooper Kieran and PK Stoppel rounding out the midfield. Then Ethan Taylor, Timmy Ennin is the new starter, and Sam Murphy, who has started all 4 games for VBU to round out the starting lineup.
We mentioned that VBU starting lineup, and before we dive into the rest of it, want to, of course, thank our sponsors for making this win possible tonight. The great folks over at John's Tax Service. JTS is a proud community supporter of local youth sports, providing tax preparation and retirement planning services. John's Tax Service and JPM Financial have been serving all of Hampton Roads for over 20 years. We're the best thanks to you, John's Tax Service. VBU, blue tops, red shorts, blue socks. Patuxent in the green tops with black shorts and black socks. We've talked about this VBU offense. We mentioned the goal coming on the weekend for Moody. VBU 4 goals this year, 4 different goal scorers.
Yeah, the ball has been moving, and a large part is, guys like Ethan Taylor and Sam Murphy, who Taylor had 2 assists last Saturday, and then Murphy had a beautiful cross off a corner kick, off one of those set piece plays that landed right in the lane boot of Alexander Moody.
First goal of the year came off of the foot of this man. Bomba Hermoso plays to the sideline. That one tapped out. It'll be a throw-in for United. Lighting the man there to toss it on in.
Goal scorer to goal scorer there. Lighting had the second goal in the 26th minute on Saturday, while Ennin, his first game starting, he scored in the 84th minute on Wednesday night off a beautiful pass from the aforementioned JMU product, Ethan Taylor.
Potter gets his first touches before giving to Hermoso. United just kind of seeing how things are going to shake out, getting a feel for this Patuxent team. We mentioned both sides having squared off before. United and Patuxent playing 3 times last year, but both very different sides and a different regime here in the United head coaching room with Coach Mills.
Yeah, 100%. History tends to repeat itself, but this, like you said, is different leadership, and you can't really expect what's happening, especially because it's a brand new Patuxent team, new look squad for the guys from Maryland. We can't really tell what to expect, especially only after one game that came just 4 days ago.
Back to Rondon, who's going to move far side. United watches Patuxent try to move it through. Kieran will intercept middle of the field. Leave over. They try to work back through. Pressure applied. United keeps it away. And they'll go back, shading his eyes from the sun before playing back to Potter. About a third of the field in shade. Or a third of the field in sun. And then we move down to the United attacking end. It cuts off very much thanks to the stands and the press box we're sitting in. It's a chance for Patuxent looking for the cross feed to the middle, trying to collect it there to get it out was Hermoso.
Yeah, Potter is right in that shade, while Rondon, I don't know if you call it the benefit, but he doesn't have to deal with that whatsoever. So he has clear eyesight for likely this entire half, and as we move towards the second, the sun will fade, and that shade will likely not be an issue as we move on. So Potter at a disadvantage early.
Early stages of this one, Patuxent and United. The visitors, closest thing to a shot we've seen on that cross coming in. This one, a long ball played through. Potter will just take and chuck near side for lighting. Part of this United defense that's shown they're more than willing to hop up in the offensive rush. He scored, as you mentioned, on Saturday. Ball played ahead, wanted to get it to Taylor.
We've seen that so far this year, especially on the left side of the defensive unit, on the wing sides. Guys like Lighting, guys like Howes against Linesbridge, and guys like Nevins when he comes in tend to move up with the offense. And I kind of like the aggression because, this is a league where, rosters kind of change week in and week out. You kind of need to be aggressive and take the chances you get, and you can't play safe. And I kind of like what Mills has done with regards to that.
Taylor tries to cross it. Definitely didn't go where he intended it to. Ends up in the Lucky Oyster party deck. He watched that one go astray, and it'll be a goal kick for Patuxent.
Yeah, Taylor definitely let that one go, but it was that exact same lineup that helped Ennin score on Saturday. That exact same play, Ennin crossing over the middle. I'll take my chances with that if I'm Mills any day of the week.
And we've seen United use that left side. You talked a little bit about it, but specifically Taylor using that speed down the left side to create opportunities for United in this young season. So I'm sure that's not going to be a one-off chance on the cross there as Patuxent tries to come back the other way. Played up. Opportunity at a Kimbai. Stepped by Hermoso. Knocks it away. Tries to feed it out to Lighting. That's taken back. Chip to the middle. Was looking for Ramacosta. Couldn't get it to him. And United tries to move back up to Taylor.
I'm encouraged by that play by Hermoso. He struggled early on Saturday night against Kome Ubogu, a forward for Charlottesville. It's nice to see that he's a little bit more in rhythm tonight. Maybe reading the ball a little bit better, reading the players a little bit better. Definitely a stronger start early on.
The United captain once again, a veteran leader on this team, someone they've set out the get-go we're going to lean on for his presence both defensively on the offensive half as well, but also just in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great defensive presence. He's a big guy, too, and he's tall. He can get up there. He headed a ball out last week that led to a goal. He's just a versatile player, and you mentioned his offensive production. 3 goals last year, 1 already on the season, technically leading the team.
Ahead, and that one intended for, it looked like Stoffel. Couldn't get there. Hermoso also, last season, you mentioned those 3 goals. A guy that they ended up jumping up to play on the front end of things just when bodies were needed. So not only is he a solid presence, he's the guy who's willing to do whatever the coach tells him to do.
And you love to see that, and that's why he has been named captain. He takes accountability for what he does, and then on the other end, he's willing to do whatever is asked of him. No questions, just full force. I want to help this team win. And I talked to him early on this year, and he said he didn't care about being a captain so much as just providing leadership for this team and doing his best to help them win.
On the far side, it's Keedlin into the box shot, and Potter no trouble tracking that one, pushes it out. We'll get our first corner of the afternoon for the visitors.
We came into this game thinking United's offense is hot, but Patuxent getting the best looks early on. Their first set piece opportunity.
No sense of bus legs at all coming down for Patuxent. Setting this one up, they'll put a gaggle right to the middle and then go a soft pass back. Holding, trying to center in. Chance header. That one's pushed way wide and out for a goal kick. Good idea. However, it was Beal unable to get the ball where it could be put on net, and Adekembai sends it wide.
Yeah, but that's a spot that you want Adekembai in. This year at Goucher College, the junior had 7 goals and 10 assists, and he's a purebred offensive scorer. He's able to move the ball with such ease, and if you go back and watch some of his highlights from this year, it's rather impressive exactly what he can do when he's inside the box.
Flag goes up on Taylor. Thought he had him beat, but not so much. And back to the Patuxent scorer on Adekembai, or the Patuxent forward, I should say. Maybe a little bit of flashbacks for some of the Virginia Wesleyan guys on this VBU roster. Is Goucher was the team that eliminated Virginia Wesleyan and PKs in the conference tournament. As that one rocketed high and over, so maybe a little bit unfinished business for the Wesleyan products here on this VBU roster.
Maybe, but they're not coming out to play right now. So far, Patuxent has had 2 really nice looks on goal, just unable to execute. If these guys want revenge, they got to get a little hungry.
9th minute in this one. Potter, long ball played through midfield. Moody is there. Knocked back. Hermoso going to send it right back to Moody. He had pressure being applied from Adekembai. That one sent back out middle of the pitch. Stoffel, chance, catches Taylor streaking. Right side, into the box, opportunity, header right to the hands of Rondon. Once again, Taylor from the right side of the pitch, cross corner, and in was there, just couldn't capitalize.
But a really nice cross. Ennin overstepped it a little bit, couldn't get his full momentum into the header, but he's not the only guy that attacks from the wing. Guys like Franco Trodati and Sam Murphy have both done excellent jobs crossing the ball inside from the left side of the field. Watch out for them. They've been quiet early on, but Murphy especially, he's sneaky fast and he's sneaky agile. I expect him to do exactly what he did Saturday night, which is disrupt the opposing defense.
Trying to push that one across. United holds midfield with Lighting.
And there's that Lighting. Look at him. He's playing up further than some of the attack for United, and this is just what they do with their defensive unit.
The communication, a key to that is Lighting and Taylor both. Taylor saw Lighting hopped up. He immediately slipped back, allowing that to happen without too much of an issue for the home side. Into the box, has a man, back post, Stoffel shot. Oh, what a chance. Stoffel could have had a beauty.
That was a beauty, and it was set up by Murphy. I told you to watch out for the Louisville product. A beautiful cross inside Stoffel. A great opportunity. Rondon was there, but just hit the outside of the post.
And a beautiful look. That's back-to-back good looks. You feel like United's maybe starting to wake up a little bit after about 11 minutes of play here in half number 1.
Yeah,
couple of good chances.
Yeah, you got to think so. They've begun to control possession a little bit more as they have it stripped there, but United started to attack, set up their crosses a little bit well. I'll be interested to see when they get a set piece how that works out, because they ran 2 different plays off set pieces, one of which were about 8 players were clustered on the outside of the box and suddenly moved, which led to Lighting's goal early on.
Murphy takes a sprint through the middle of the pitch. Stoffel back heel to Moody, and Murphy swung all the way around. Zella set with Lighting and Murphy right side of the pitch. Give and go look with Taylor just behind Murphy. Moody steps in to help. Loose ball taken away. Patuxent. Hermoso holds and holds the line. Taylor back to Potter. Pressure applied. Had Adekimbe right on his heels. Ball bounces rolling toward the sideline. Just stays in though. Patuxent will hold.
It's a classic announcer's jinx. As soon as I say VB United controlling the offensive ball, they've barely touched it across midfield.
Out for another corner kick for Patuxent. We'll see what they do here. First time around, just a short kick right up to the high man. They'll tap it, they'll hand it there, and Ramacasta will slide over to take the kick.
Let's see if they play it soft again. That's what they did off the first one. It led to an open look. Nobody really clustered inside the box.
Center. Header pushed up. That was Moody. Taylor tried to catch it on the run. Had to come back for it. United can't clear out. Chance. Centering feed. Potter, no trouble. Grabs and holds and quickly rolls it up far side. Tridati. Moves it on ahead. Stoffel. Moody drops back, he'll give. Avoids pressure. Works around. Stoffel through the middle. Tridati up there now. One of the Patuxent players collided with Stoffel. Did a little back roll on the far sideline. Gets the ball back for his troubles. Plays up through the middle for Adekimbe.
I can't talk about you, Isaac, but for me, if I tried to do that, I think I'd be over at neighboring CHKD as opposed to in the booth with you right now.
I'm not sure I would have gotten up to play the ball that quickly. I would have made my way up at some point. As that one out, and we'll get a throw in for United. Little confusion, but our ball boys stellar as always, getting that one to Tridati. As that shade we mentioned now creeping more and more toward the sideline, so it's almost like when the ball goes out of the shade, it's out of bounds. Here, just about a third of the way through half number one.
That might benefit Potter a little bit more. Now he's just completely in shade as opposed to having to battle with half shade, half sun.
Up to Taylor, long ball, right side again. Wants to get the right foot, tries to dance his man. Wants to put the cross through, but couldn't get free enough. Ball comes to midfield. Kieran will collect. Lipscomb product.
And that was a nice job by defenseman Grant Farrell on Taylor. He didn't let him get that right foot look that he wanted, made him switch left, and then just stuck his right foot out to deflect that shot and kind of stall the VB United offense.
Work through. Stoffel passes it over. Murphy looks, shot, that one blocked. Coming in hot was Shepard. Chance, centering feed, foot tap, and up. It was Ennin with a good opportunity. Rondon collects. Looked like it almost bounced up over him, but another save for Rondon, and this one stays 0-0, 16th minute.
Yeah, that one almost got away from him, but he collected it, and that won't go on the stat sheet. It'll just be recorded as a save, but that's Ennin's second good look on goal. You know, he's played well. He's replacing Michael Whalen tonight, but so far, not a bad start for the University of Portland product.
Middle of the pitch as Ennin Portland by Northeastern, using his COVID year as a grad transfer. Long ball played through. Picked up, and Potter will just hold back at his own end. Has a few options. Decides to chuck it up to Tridati. Through the middle, chance. Here's Ennin again. Wants to dance, looks, shot, save. Loose ball played out. Rondon diving to his left made the save. It looked like Taylor might have hesitated just a hair. Otherwise, he could have gotten a foot on that one.
Yeah, 100%. Taylor did step back, it seemed, first before he lurched forward, but that's the second straight shot that Rondon has struggled to corral off the boot of a VB United attacker. You know, that if he keeps doing that, balls like that can get away and lead to opportunities for Taylor like you saw there that can just lead to a follow-through poke. And Rondon got to be a little bit more careful with that. You know, he's got a great save percentage, 73% at Tabor College, but almost 2 goals allowed on the season.
Trudati, that one sent right back out, and that's going to go for a goal kick. Is some hesitation to determine where it was going to go. You mentioned Rondon, though. That's the second one we've seen hit his hands and him not get a firm grasp on it. Something to keep an eye on for VBU as this one goes on is if those hands get a little more sticky or if they continue to kind of bounce things up.
Yeah, you see guys like Ennin and Taylor just crashing in, and they just don't stop. They don't have a gas tank. It's always full. And even if subs were to come in, guys like Michael Wayland, high school student going to ODU, absolutely blazing fast. This guy does not stop moving, always charges the goalkeeper. And we've seen Rondon with just outside pressure bobbling. Imagine if you have a 6'4" attacker like Michael Wayland running at you full speed. Can definitely cause some nerves.
Garbage goals count just the same as the pretty ones. But right now, nobody scored. 0-0. Taylor, right side.
An ugly goal is better than a pretty miss, as some would say, Isaac.
I think there was someone who once said the team that scores the most points might win, a la John Madden.
That is true. I don't think there's been a game where that hasn't happened. Still waiting to see if it does.
We will see who's able to score the most points here tonight as Patuxent takes that one away on the sideline. Step feed back. Looks to feed across, and that one going to roll out. Last touched by the visitors, so it'll be a throw-in for United. In chance, Ennin into the box. United wanted a call. The fans wanted a call, and the official having a running away from Murphy would have been a PK opportunity for United. But Ennin using his speed, using his body positioning to create that opportunity, he certainly made an impact here. Beautiful Meg Trudati feeds across. Stoffel, stutter step, long shot bouncing. And Rondon pounces down on top of that one, makes sure it stays in his hands that time.
Yeah, that's a tough call if you're the official. You don't have the best look because there were guys to the left and right of Ennin. It looked like the opposing defender might have had his leg tangled up in the left leg, of Timmy Ennin, but nothing conclusive. And when you're talking about a PK, you kind of have to be sure.
Yeah, that's one of those calls that could have gone either way, but maybe if it's outside the box, you make that call. Inside the box, you just let that one go and avoid giving a PK in a tie game. As Potter, long ball, it was intended for Taylor. Going to get to him. The defensive pressure sees it bounce out. Last touched by Taylor.
What would really interest me is who would take that PK for United. That would be the first time we would see that decision by Chris Mills or even just by Captain Bomba Hermoso as to who would take the shot.
Flecked it in, Rondon grabs and holds. Ball going to roll to the sideline.
The only player on the roster with a PK goal this year is Alexander Moody at the collegiate level, I'm saying. He had one opportunity and capitalized for that to be one of his 5 goals on the year.
And only time will tell before we'll see some sort of PK option, but I'm sure, as any good coach, Chris Mills kind of has in his back pocket who his guys are should the situation arise, and the guys he trusts and knows will convert for him.
Yeah, the easy answer there is Hermoso. He's got a boot of a leg, and he's wearing that captain's band, but Moody is a Virginia Wesleyan product, familiar with Coach Mills. You know, you have a lot of options. You can mix it up, depending on the situation of the keeper. But the best thing is that you have those options and that you can make that choice. It's a good decision to have.
Kieran was trying to send it across to Lighting, went off the wrong side of his foot. Instead, going to be pulled back, taking Lighting through. Chance, flag didn't go up, but Rondon out to grab it on the hop. Hangs on as we approach the halfway point of half number 1. 0-0 the score. United with the bulk of the chances recently. Innan being right in the middle of that as he makes a well-timed tackle to jar the ball loose, but Patuxent will get it back.
Yeah, finally a sustained possession for Patuxent. They've had a tough time getting it across midfield. Still behind that hash that darts across the center of the pitch, but this is amongst their longest possessions in probably about 10 or 12 minutes.
Rondon out towards midfield. Kieran. Sky-high header, still waiting to be corralled. It's pushed off to the sideline, trying to track that one down out of Kimby. Looks to cut around the defender, pressure applied, and goal kick for United. As great work by Stoffel to outposition the attacker, make sure that that one stayed in United's possession and out of the goal.
Yeah, he might have gotten away with a little bit of a shove at the end, but I'm not sure if it would have mattered. The ball and Patuxent's momentum was already carrying him out of bounds.
Play ahead to Moody. On the left, has one. Shot, he scores! Moody sends it right past the keeper, and Rondon is furious. United is celebrating, and it's 1-0 United.
A great shot there by Murphy. Didn't score at all this year in college. His first look on goal of the season, and he capitalizes. He plays in a tough conference, but what a shot. We saw him with the cross earlier. Gets that one to go into the bottom right of the net, and United the first to strike once again.
The play through to Murphy, and he took advantage. Great speed on the run. Into the box, Rondon came out. Murphy cut it hard inside the far post to make it 1-0 as Murphy getting the assist from Innan officially, and a beautiful pass by Innan. Not to mention the uncredited assist to Stoffel as he was cutting right to the front of the net, made the visitors respect him, allowing Murphy just to tuck that one right past Rondon. 1-0 United.
Yeah, that was a beautifully drawn play, and I'm encouraged to see that it didn't come off a set piece. 2 of the goals on Saturday came off corners. 1 came off a broken play from Ethan Taylor's foot. But this one just beautifully in transition. And a perfect execution from Innan to Murphy to Stoffel, like you said, being the decoy there, the defense had to respect.
And you kind of felt like that one was brewing for a little bit with all the opportunities from the wing in United had. Finally able to capitalize there in the 25th minute. As we pass into the 27th minute now, United leading 1-0. Off to a strong start for the home side. Throw in on the far side.
You just know Murphy's got to feel good about that. He started all 4 games, but he's been amongst the first attackers taken out. It's been him or Wayland. So having that confidence boost that, just that he sees the ball go into the twine, it's got to feel good for him.
Lighting tap up to Taylor, has one. Crossover, Murphy again. Shot, he scores! Murphy, what a beauty!
And that's got to feel even better. 2 in 2 minutes for the Louisville product. Sam Murphy, VB United's leading scorer, and it only took 120 seconds.
Murphy, what a beauty. On the well-timed pass, Taylor had 2 assists, add another one there. Puts it perfectly to the foot of Murphy. It's 2-0 United here in the 27th minute.
And you mentioned a couple weeks ago how Taylor started the season hot in 2022, and boy, has he started it hot this year. 3 assists in 4 starts. This guy has been an absolute unit on the offensive side. Speedy, agile, and man can he pass that soccer ball.
And he's proven at times, too, that he's got the ability to finish. So while you might think, all right, we got to key in to make him pass, you don't want, or we got to make him shoot instead of pass. He's shown you don't want him to shoot either, but right now he's putting those passes right on a rope, right where they need to be. But Murphy, the beautiful finish. Let's see if he'll get himself a new hat tonight.
Wouldn't that be something? Coming into the game with no goals. Who knows? If we're on pace, we only got about another minute to wait till Murphy scores again.
Only time will tell is lighting. Can't get that one away. Moody steps in. Feeds back to Hermoso. Patuxent with a few guys on the sideline starting to get loose potentially. Ball played across. Murphy saw it, wanted to get a little bit of a run in, but too much air under it. Now into the box and chases after. Rondon takes no time. Whistle going to go against Kieran as he gave a little love tap to, it looked like, Beal.
We are proud to have Isaac Berkey on the play-by-play.
One of 2 ODU products on the Patuxent side of things.
I don't know if you saw Murphy on that cross. His eyes got a little wide. He got excited. He was thinking about that hat.
He got a little pep in his step, a little extra pickup. Right across midfield, looking for the opportunity. Ramacosta played ahead, up Potter. He'll let it come to him. And looks at his guys and says, let's just settle this thing right back down. 30th minute, United leading 2-0. Goals 120 seconds apart from Murphy. He becomes the first United player to score multiple goals this season. First player to score multiple in a game.
This is, if you're Patuxent right now and you're down 2-0 in the first frame and you got a guy in Griffin Potter opposing you at the opposite net that's allowed 1 goal through 3 matches. I know it's early, but you got to start feeling that sense of urgency a little bit to get one in before half.
At least to get a little bit of additional pressure on the cage, as we saw United start off hot. They came with a few chances, and then we saw Patuxent start off hot. United came with a few chances. Visitors answered a few of their own, but it's been United. After that, as we get a quick substitution coming in, it's going to be Beal coming out for the visitors. And we'll give
football athletics. Number 8, Joshua Macklin.
As Joshua Macklin
number 7, Peter Beal
comes in for Beal. Trying to get a little bit extra life into this Patuxent side. United on the run, gives to Taylor. He holds, tries to spin around, feed to Moody down the right side, lighting. On the run, striding it out. Ball just a hair ahead of him.
And I think the move to Macklin is to spur some of that offense. At Lewis and Clark Community College this year, Macklin had 8 goals and 13 appearances and also 2 assists. Purebred scorer on the pitch. And he's a traditional midfielder or forward, but they're putting him on the defensive side, just likely to stir up that offense.
Ba to the middle. Gets it back. Left side of Potter. Tapped out Hermoso. That's going to go off the foot of Ba as well, so it'll be a goal kick for United. Just about 13 minutes to go here in half number 1. Quick pressure applied on Kieran. United will bump back, and Condit gets his first couple of touches of the evening.
A quiet night for Condit so far, but if you're Coach Mills, I'm sure you don't mind that because the ball has not traveled to the VB United side much after the first 10 minutes erased of this one.
Sometimes when those guys come off the field, if they're not tired, you can't exactly be mad at that, especially on the defensive side. To the middle, Hermoso. Help from Moody, help from Lighting. Ball played back. Patuxent trying to force the issue, adding a little bit pressure. Stoffel wants to dance pass. Long ball going to be played. Taylor out to get it. And the flag goes up. He thought he had it. Looked like he was just a hair offside. Good idea. But United again looking to try to use that cross off the foot of Taylor potentially there.
Yeah, but you saw it there, that burst speed, and he's coming off a pretty rough knee injury that kept him out all of the collegiate 2023 season. So just to see him move like that consistently after 33 minutes have erased is extremely encouraging if you're Chris Mills, VB United, and James Madison.
Throw in for Patuxent. Taylor, one of a few United players coming back from injuries in the collegiate season. As Kieran crossways to Murphy. Early front runner for man of the match with 2 goals.
I'd be impressed if somebody can manage to top that. I'd love to see it.
Only time will tell. 35th minute. Here's Murphy again. Plays ahead and then tries to get a boot on it. But Rondon slides, collects it, and just chucks back near side.
Yeah, the keeper there showing why he's a 3-time All-Conference. A beautiful read. And just a beautiful play. He made the right decision. It was only him and Nennen after that. And he actually corralled that one, which is encouraging to see if you're Patuxent.
And the Tabor product given up 2, but certainly neither of them all on him. You could see after that first goal, the goalie getting pretty frustrated with his defense, letting a couple of his teammates have it from the backside.
And that's something that if you're a veteran keeper, you don't necessarily want to put your team on display, but it's been 2 goals now where there's been nobody in front of Murphy. It's been him and Rondon, and it's just been Murphy's boot that has outdone Rondon's net minding. And I can understand the frustration, especially when it feels like he might have very little help as of right now.
Ball played back, then moved ahead. Moody.
Looked like a mishand there.
Some very angry mothers in the crowd. Ball tried to play ahead as Stoffel was looking for Ennin. Appreciate you joining us here on Military Appreciation Night from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. VBU leading Patuxent 2-0. United wrapping up a 4-game homestand. They will head on the road to take on Christos 1 week from today before coming home for a pair of friendlies. And then back on the road they go. They'll take on this very same Patuxent team on June 8th for 11 days off and taking on Nova. They'll wrap up the USL League 2 season with back-to-back games at home, followed by 3 straight on the road.
And I know we're still about a month and a half out, but you know that United has its eyes on that July 6th rematch with Lionsbridge. Played them extremely well that first game. Both teams without some of their typical starters. And Lionsbridge with that incredible home win streak that's over 30 games at this point. But you got to think that this United team, the way they've been playing, is confident and wants that rematch as soon as possible.
Cutting through the middle, Adekimbe plays over. Hermoso into the box, collision, ball loose, picked up Tridati. United, after that season opening defeat at the hands of Lionsbridge, knows that once again all roads to the Chesapeake Division run through Newport News and Lionsbridge.
You can say that again. Lionsbridge, if there's a powerhouse in USL2, especially in the Chesapeake Division, it is Lionsbridge. Runner-ups last year in the USL2 League Championships, 9 wins, 2 losses. They're just an absolute unit of a team. A lot of returners, a lot of veteran experience. But this is a United team that has looked good early on. Played 78 scoreless minutes with Lionsbridge. Without some of its starters, you just have to be encouraged if you're Chris Mills as to the opportunity to the rematch and the likelihood of victory.
39th minute here, United leading 2-0. Have to think minimal stoppage time is in the works so far. We'll see what's all said and done here in about 6 minutes when we hit the 45 mark. Ennin, long ball played through. Taylor on the run, has a chance. Looks to pull back, and he's taken out as the ball goes out. That'll be a corner kick for United.
Yeah, the last time United played Christos, it was pretty ugly, 7-0. Obviously not hoping for that result once again. But 2 new-look teams and a new-look regime, just as we said coming into this one. And even last year, United shut out Christos 4-0 for their highest goal-scoring total of the year. So anything can happen.
Left foot in, headed back out. Tridati collects, steps one man, centering feed. Couldn't get it to Ennin. Patuxent tries to clear out. Header tapped up. They want to clear instead, put it right into the gut of Ramacosta.
Yeah, that's definitely not fun, especially after sprinting up and down a turf field for about 40 minutes. Sure, you're looking for some water there, and instead you just get a nice ball to the gut off the boot of your teammate.
Will potentially take the wind out of you more than just once.
Potter just taking his time here, and you know, there's no reason not to. Waste some clock. Your team's up 2-0. You've got to be encouraged with what you've seen. And VBU trying to make it 3 straight, tie that franchise record.
Lighting. Pushes one back. Picked up this time by Ba. Tries to get past Lighting.
Beautiful move there by the midfielder.
Pass off the side of the foot. Intercepted. United will get back to Tridati. 41st minute. Pushed right out by Patuxent.
And Ba has other pro experience. He earned a trial in the Maltese Premier League with Masta FC following performance at the Sweden Showcase a year ago, where he scored 4 goals and also tallied 3 assists. I'm not sure which is bigger. I did not do my entire research on the Maltese Premier League or USL2, but nonetheless still pretty impressive for the midfielder out of Midwestern State.
Into the box, headed up. Some deep research cuts there as well.
What can I say, Isaac? I do my homework. If I got to look good next to you, I got to bring something to the table.
Over to Murphy. Kieran. Last minute slide gives to Taylor. Dances his way out back to Hermoso. Through the middle, Lighting. Taylor. Lighting. Tries to slide past his man. That one went out, and it was a first motion of a throw-in, but then quickly changing that to a goal or a corner kick for United. Trying to keep it in on the end line, but just unable to do so. 43rd minute.
As we get ready for this VB United corner kick.
Both goals scored by Murphy, 2 minutes apart.
Entertain your guest at any party or event throughout the Hampton Roads
Unfortunately,
area.
the streak was
We offer
broken.
amazing bounce houses,
Doesn't mean he
dance
can't
tables,
go for
chairs, and
3.
We are truly a one-stop shop.
Ball to the middle, up chance, and Rondon sees that go right to his hands.
Murphy playing a little out of position.
All the way back.
Yeah, last man standing there before Potter.
And his keeper appreciates his efforts as the ball played left side. Ramakatsa centers, tap right back. Pressure applied. There's Murphy again. Good jab step there. Disrupted the Patuxent attack momentarily. 44th minute, United leading 2-0.
You can't anticipate a lot of extra time coming. Not a lot of stoppages as a whistle blown right there, but
Quick little jersey grab and a comment made to the Patuxent player as Moody was trying to work his way past the defender. We saw it the first night against Lionsbridge, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 minutes of stoppage time. Not much at all as we enter the 45th minute.
Try the island green blended with spinach, kale, and banana, or the Bahama Mama made with fresh strawberries and white chocolate. More than just smoothies. Try their flatbreads, wraps, bowls.
Ball goes
fan
out
favorite,
off of
buffalo
United.
Chicken wrap, turkey bacon ranch, or chicken pesto flatbread. Come on down to the Tropical Smoothie Food Trailer and get a smoothie or wrap while you watch tonight's game.
I think we just got the whole menu read to us, Isaac.
I think so. I think we might have to make a halftime trip down to the booth as a chance comes in, and a hop on the run over Potter. But the great folks over at Tropical Smoothie Cafe making this one possible. One of the many sponsors that are helping this season be possible here in the USL League 2. Long ball played ahead. Stoffel trying to track it down. Sent back up sky high. We enter into stoppage time. We'll see how much we have. Wait for the official signal. Throw in for the visitors. It's Ba.
Looks like just 1 minute granted.
Work back, Rondon. Gonna pause and hold. Long ball played far side. Trying to step up is Stradati. He'll get there. Gives to Murphy. With both tallies in this first half. Kieran, middle of the pitch. Lighting. Patuxent almost just kind of sitting back, waiting for VBU to come to them right now, trying to run out the clock here in half number 1.
I don't think VBU is going to try and come to them. They're not the team that has to be urgent. They can sit back. They have the 2-0 lead. They have Griffin Potter in goal, who's been fantastic. And they have fresh legs likely to come off the bench that can create a difference.
Here's a chance for Patuxent, though, as Bamba Hermoso, a big step, comes in. Official looks at his watch. Play continues on. Work back. Murphy. Tap through. That time is Condit. And that's going to do it for half number 1. So 45 minutes in the books. Virginia Beach United getting a pair of goals from Murphy, 25th and 27th minute.
That's the end of the first
And
half.
so 45 minutes in the books. If you're head coach Chris Mills, you're pretty happy with what you just saw.
You got to be thrilled. Your defense is fresh. They didn't get a lot of action following the first dozen or so minutes. Sam Murphy has come alive out of seemingly nowhere to score 2 goals, and the offense has been pressure. The midfield has played well. They've commanded, the 40 yards outside of that center circle. You've got to be thrilled if you're Coach Mills.
The foot of Ennin coming alive on one, the foot of Taylor continuing to be alive on the other. It's not only been the shooting when they've had those opportunities, the passing after that first few mishaps has been very crisp for Coach Mills' side as well.
Yeah, and that's something that we didn't see in the lone loss at Lionsbridge. That was kind of an offensive attack that worked in an almost triangle formation through about 3 or 4 guys. Kieran Moody, Trinidad Hermoso, just in a circulating triangle as they try to navigate that ball down the field. Now we're seeing all 10 men outside of Potter getting involved on the field. They're now attacking from the left, the right, the center, and this offense is now so versatile and multifaceted that they can strike from anywhere and it yields results. They've now scored 6 goals compared to none of their opponents in the last 3 games, or 2.5, I should say. We still got 45 left, but it's yielding results that you got to be thrilled to see if you're Coach Mills.
On the other side for Patuxent, really, they had a few chances early on, had a few looks, just unable to capitalize. They're going to have to regroup and try to come back out for half number 2, but as we head to the halftime break, Virginia Beach United leading 2-0 thanks to a pair from Murphy. We're going to step aside. Second half coming up. You're watching Virginia Beach United Soccer, brought to you by the great folks over at John's Tax Service.
Trying to kick the ball past our goalie for the night.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
As a lifelong local, avid waterman, coach at Kellam High School, coach at the Virginia West Shopping Club, also a member at Virginia Beach National and Henry Ridge Golf Club. The 757 is a great place to live and play. As a seasoned realtor at the Bryant Group, I know I can find you the perfect home.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Treat yourself to a visit to the Drip Bar IV Hydration and Vitamin Therapy in Virginia Beach. Boost your immunity, increase your energy, and promote anti-aging with our personalized treatments designed to ensure efficient nutrition absorption to rejuvenate your mind and body. Come see our chic and relaxing day spa for yourself today. We welcome walk-ins and appointments. Our medical professionals will help you achieve your best health and answer all your questions. The Drip Bar at Lansdowne Commons in Virginia Beach.
Revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings, their focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time. Shine Time Power Wash.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital. At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.
Pain and Gain, your one-stop shop for all things field hockey. Located in Princess One Shopping Center, Virginia Beach, we carry everything you need on the turf, from black sticks, turf shoes, mouth guards, and much more. Try out your stick before you buy in our synthetic turf area. Pain and Gain. Embrace the pain, enjoy the game.
Get ready for a season of thrills and excitement. Virginia Beach United invites you to experience the adrenaline of USL League 2 Pro Soccer. Tickets are only $10 for adults, $7 for kids, and children 5 and under are free. It's the perfect family outing filled with fun and entertainment. Secure your seats now for a season of unforgettable soccer moments with Virginia Beach United. Don't miss out.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
As a lifelong local, avid waterman, coach at Kellam High School, coach at the Virginia West Shopping Club, also a member at Virginia Beach National and Henry Ridge Golf Club. The 757 is a great place to live and play. As a seasoned realtor at the Bryant Group, I know I can find you the perfect home.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Treat yourself to a visit to the Drip Bar, IV hydration and vitamin therapy in Virginia Beach. Boost your immunity, increase your energy, and promote anti-aging with our personalized treatments designed to ensure efficient nutrition absorption to rejuvenate your mind and body. Come see our chic and relaxing day spa for yourself today. We welcome walk-ins and appointments. Our medical professionals will help you achieve your best health and answer all your questions. The Drip Bar at Lansdowne Commons in Virginia Beach.
Revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings, their focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time. Shine Time Power Wash.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients, and we're more.
Pain and Gain, your one-stop shop for all things field hockey. Located in Princess One Shopping Center, Virginia Beach, we carry everything you need on the turf, from black sticks, turf shoes, mouth guards, and much more. Try out your stick before you buy it in our synthetic turf area. Pain and Gain. Embrace the pain, enjoy the game.
Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, 45 minutes in the books, 45 minutes to go. Virginia Beach United leading 2-0. A pair of goals from Murphy, putting the home side up by a pair as we round into half number 2. We hit a little bit on how the coaches must be feeling. Couple of substitutions for Virginia Beach United. What are we looking at lineup-wise for United here to start half number 2?
Well, I can't tell you necessarily who they came in for, but I can tell you that Josh Nevins has taken the field, and if you've been following this Virginia Beach United season, that's really no surprise. He's appeared in every single contest, 3 games played, 1 game started, and he's just a ball of energy. That guy does not stop moving. A little bit undersized, you know, some might say, but he's the shortest guy on the field, but he plays with arguably the biggest heart. And then Sam Phillips has come into the game.
So Phillips comes in for Taylor, and Nevins in for Lighting. The 2 changes in this one for head coach Chris Mills. United leading 2-0. Those goals in the 25th and 27th minutes. Ball pushed out. It'll be a throw-in taken by Trinati near side. United started half number 1, maybe a little bit slow, a little bit still waking up, but certainly came alive in the middle portion of that half as a crossfield pass taken in stride on the run by Ba. He's a dangerous attacker for this Patuxent side. Good tackle, though. Pulls it off the feet. Taylor and Lighting out, 2 guys who have been mainstays for United. Got to think maybe with a 2-0 lead, Coach Mills looking to get them a little bit of a rest, knowing that the meat of the USL2 schedule coming up with some big games down the stretch is this one not over by any stretch, but certainly United seeming in control at this moment.
Yeah, Lighting has not come out for a single minute all season. Taylor has just missed about 30 after he came out 2 games ago, but this is, you know, giving some guys experience. This is Josh Nevins is the guy that Coach Mills hopes will produce heavily for this team now and in the near future. And then Sam Phillips, same sort of deal, young kid, you know, looking to produce, maybe create a stalwart to replace some of these guys like Taylor once they move on to professional leagues outside of the USL2.
Patuxent plays right side of the pitch. Looking tapped out, Hermoso. Going to watch that one roll, and it'll be off for a corner kick for the visitors.
This is their 3rd of the game. Had one that they kind of went a little soft on, one that they crossed right into the middle. Their best look came off the soft play where they got some movement going and a beautiful header opportunity for Atakambi that just sailed to the right of the net. Interesting to see what they do here as Ba's going to take the corner kick.
No one near, so they'll look to either cross it in or send it up top. They cross in. Header kissed over to the outside of the box, collecting it there. Pressure applied as that was Condit. Sent back into the box. Hermoso pushes it out. Played out of midair all the way back, taken midfield. We mentioned United starting a little bit slow in half number 1. Looked like they had a quick start here momentarily, but things slowing down just a little bit in half number 2. Very reminiscent of half number 1 for the home team.
Yeah, but the difference is that you've got a 2-0 lead right now that you can play with. And this also might be the sense of urgency coming from Patuxent, knowing that they're going to have to score as soon as possible because Griffin Potter does not let a lot of shots get away from his grasp. So, you know, the game is in the balance early on. Might be an extreme statement, but you have that sense of urgency from Patuxent that they need to score, and they need to score quickly to at least get on the board and test this VB United defense because, quite honestly, they have not been tested outside of the 12th minute.
Potter on the goal kick. Boots up towards midfield. Ennin is there, grazed that one off. But Patuxent will take and just regroup.
You know, was present in the first half, but the shade is gone. So Rondon does not have to fight the same struggles that Potter did as we get the lovely sound of a jet.
The sound of freedom, as some would say.
On Military Appreciation Night, no less.
Ennin plays back. Just barely much at all on it is throw in for Patuxent. Murphy might have tapped it away from the visitors. They'll get a new ball from our great ball boy crew down there. Dancing out of a quartet was Akimbi. Pass across, intercepted Nevins. They wanted to work it back through the middle. Nobody was there.
Yeah, I'm not sure Shepard was too happy with Murphy for kicking that ball to the side. You saw him kind of looking disgust almost. But, you know, you could say that Murphy's earned the right after scoring 2 goals on Shepard in the Patuxent defensive unit.
Shepard who goes to Shepard. Ball taken, Tridati near side. Ennin plays across and flag goes up for offside. Looked awfully close, but referee's decision is final. No returns, no takebacks on those.
That was awfully close. I'm not entirely convinced that that wasn't offside. I don't see that. But up 2-0. The score isn't as necessary per se. They're a little bit more, strict with the whistle.
Not many calls made in half number 1. We'll see if that remains true or if things start to get a little bit choppier here down the stretch. Is a good look. Chance, left foot cutting back. Opportunity. It was Ramakatsa.
He's a returning starter, too, from last season. One of the 7 that come back, and one of the 2 that was a majority starter. Started all 12 games for Patuxent.
Opportunity, top of the box, shot blocked by Hermoso.
Scored a goal in Patuxent's game last Saturday, which bested his entire season last year, where he played over 1,000 minutes and was unable to tickle the twine. You got to be sure, despite the 2-0 deficit here, that he's been pleased with his play early on. Hasn't had a lot of looks today.
And certainly great closing speed there. A chance shot, chip, that one gonna go. Patuxent on the board, as it was Atakimbi who takes advantage of the turnover and immediately tucks one past Potter. He kind of smacks himself on the head and says some not so nice things to himself, but just a bad turnover for United. Capitalized here in the 53rd minute by Atakimbi.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier how it might be a problem for Rondon to actually, as he has to reach up off that kick from Stoffel. Whistle blown.
And they're going to say that he pushed that one off and it hit the football crossbar. That's what United was arguing for, at least. United was looking for a corner kick, but instead they'll just restart.
Unassisted by number 10, Michael Atakambi.
As I was saying before the slight confusion there, we mentioned earlier how we might see guys like Ennin or Murphy charge up on Rondon to charge some pressure, and here it's actually the opposing side, Atakambi, doing all the work.
As another opportunity for him. He's been off to a hot start in this second half. Ball pulled away, though. Hermoso near side. United just going to try to get out of trouble. Ennin is there. Taps it past. On the run, full speed, has numbers with him. Puts across, chance. Tridati chips it wide. A beautiful look from Ennin. And it was Murphy looking to cap off the hat trick. That one's going to sting oh so much more, as we got a cleat back the other way. But the work by Ennin the effort by Ennin, and Murphy, all he had to do was tap it in. Just missed it.
We saw his eyes get big early when he saw that cross shortly after his second score, and you can only imagine how big his eyes were there. Just pushed it slightly to the right, just going for the little soft shot. And you wish he could, he wishes he could have that one back.
Oh, he will take that one back and finish it 10 times a day and twice on Sunday if he had the opportunity.
100%.
Fans, for your post-game celebrations, visit your local Dairy Queen.
Going back to Saturday's game, Hermoso had a similar play off that turnover where he kicked it off an opposing defender, and they had an open look on goal. In that instance, Potter did stifle the shot. It was Gome Ubogu who just shot it right between the legs of Potter. He clamped down and got the save, but Hermoso, that's the second straight game that he's done that. A little careless with the ball coming off of the defensive possession, looking for the clear. As an experienced veteran guy, he's got to be more aware of that sort of presence and those guys next to him.
Corner from Ba to the middle. Header up, looking for it. Still in the box. Far side. Condit going to collect. Hard pass across to Moody. Has Murphy on the run. Trudati tries to tap ahead to him. They can't connect. Pulled right back. Played down the left side. Forearm shiver. Possession maintained. Patuxent. Long shot. That's going to go wide and out. It'll be a goal kick for United.
And you can feel, even after that goal, that the tide has shifted a little bit here. And VBU maybe playing a little bit more aggressive than they had. You saw them come out right after the goal, take a shot at the net, and then a beautiful opportunity by Murphy. Even though it wasn't necessarily a display of pure offense from Patuxent, the tide has shifted a little bit, and you can feel the tension on the field rising up to the booth and onto the screen as we speak.
Header glazed over by Ennin. Murphy trying to track it down. We'll get a chance. That one goes out. It'll be a throw-in for United. Trudati takes, quickly gives back to Moody. Far side, long ball into the box, chance. Shot, that one's gonna go! Stoffel. The great play to get it there. Stoffel finishes, and it's 3-1 United here in the 59th.
And that all started with substitution. Josh Nevins, the beautiful pass inside to Alexander Moody, who gave it a little love tap right over to PK Stoffel, who volleyed that thing right into the back of the net, an absolute rocket off the right foot.
And the beautiful volley from Stoffel puts the lead back at 2. You mentioned United, after giving up that goal, maybe came out with a little bit extra, and that is certainly one of the culprits of that, as they make it 3-1 and a 2-goal lead once more.
Yeah, the former Miami FC midfielder definitely let his team exhale a little bit there. Back to that 2-goal cushion, and you can see just in body language and posture, a little bit more relaxed. And then on the other side, Patuxent, hands on their hips, completely frustrated and flabbergasted. That momentum that they had building suddenly depleted.
Enters the game, replacing number 11, Nicholas Beal. And for VB United,
as a couple of substitutions,
Ryan Lachine, number 16, comes in to replace.
As Lachine comes on for United, a chance here on the run. Centering feed that goes off the foot of Patuxent.
Ryan Lachine, 16, replaces Cooper Kieran.
As Lachine comes in for Cooper Kieran, but it was Sam Phillips with that opportunity. In stride with the defender, tried to put it across. couldn't quite get it past, and it'll be a corner kick for United here in the 60th minute.
And Lachine coming in, this is the first time he's been on a game day roster. Nonetheless, the first time we've seen him, the freshman out of ODU. Played in 10 games this year for the Monarchs. Got one start, but no other statistical recordings.
Into the box, chance. Murphy just keeps it in, dances around one man, tapped off, and it'll be a corner kick for United once more. Lachine, part of the ODU flavor that we've seen a little bit on this roster, but overall have a strong Hampton Roads flavor to this United roster this season. Both guys natively and collegiately spending their time in the Tidewater region. Moody, back post, Ennin tried to get it loose, put out off the volley by Patuxent, bouncing, rolling to the sideline and into the hands of the assistant coach, where it'll be a throw-in for United.
And on the other end, Aiden Clayton coming in. He didn't see a lot of playing time this year at the collegiate level, but he's a returner from last year. Impact player, started a couple games for Patuxent a year ago. The product of McKendree University. Got 8 minutes of action in its matchup Saturday. Definitely going to have a little bit more time on the pitch tonight.
As we encroach on the 63rd minute, ball played up to Murphy, still looking for the hat trick. Had two, just 2 minutes apart. Ball tapped out, feeds back, was trying to get in there but couldn't. United will keep though. Here's Condit. Through the middle, Ennin boxes out his man. Good presence, keeps it for United there by Moody. Has a man cross field, gonna use him. Tridati settles. Quick tap through, Stoffel. Worked ahead on the run, Phillips centers. And opportunity was there for Ennin, couldn't get there quite in time.
You mentioned earlier how on a ball that was dropped by Rondon that bounced forward, you saw a little hesitation from Taylor. I think there we saw a little hesitation from Ennin. Kind of hesitated off that first step, was a little behind, and that allowed the defender to come through and stifle the VBU offense. If he gets off to that jump, it might be a 4-1 ball game here.
And United looking to top their highest goal total of this young season. Had 3 on Saturday, looking for number 4 here.
Plenty of time for that to happen as well.
Tridati centering feed. Look, chance, there it is. Number 4 on the back post. And Phillips puts it in to make it 4-1.
What I say, Isaac, what I say. Plenty of time, and it happens the minute after. It's been a game of 60 seconds. Then Sam Phillip makes me look good. The Messiah University product. Started 11 games, scored 12 goals. Purebred goal score, and you saw it there. The little tap-in finish. Absolute beautiful execution from BBU. Tridati with the assist. He does that all the time. I mean, 6 assists this year at the collegiate level. He's got that hookup with these guys, a stalwart of VBU, and just an absolutely gorgeous offensive play from the boys in blue.
And we talked a little bit about the net front scrambles, how that might be the thing that ends up in that one there. Perfect example of it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be the volley. It doesn't have to be the bicycle kick. It doesn't have to be upper 90. Just got to cross the line, right? And that's what happened there as Phillips finds the ball and puts it home. And you mentioned the body language after goal number 3. The body language there after goal number 4, minus a few players on this Patuxent side as we get a chance sprinting in here. But the body language overall as a whole, not exactly what you want to see if you're the head man.
Yeah, 100%. But you mentioned that that part of that actual rondon being drawn away from the goal is another decoy. Stoffel was charging up and let that one through. We saw that earlier with Ennin being the decoy leading to a VBU score off the foot of Murphy. You know, this has been a recurring thing that we've seen tonight, and this time Rondon actually drifted to the left of the goal, where in the first instance he drifted out. 2 different dekes, 2 different looks, but the same idea, and it's worked both times.
Long ball played ahead.
Correction on that goal assist to number 19, Samuel Murphy.
As Murphy picks up the assist, so now Murphy 2 goals and an assist. I think it's safe to say our front runner for man of the match is still very much the front runner, and he's starting to push away from everybody else. As we think about that Lucky Oyster man of the match, this one, of course, also brought to you tonight by the great folks over at John's Tax Service. Thanks to all our great sponsors for making this one happen, making this live stream happen.
Substitution for Patuxent football.
Appreciate all of you joining us here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
Francisco Hidalgo replaces Grant
You know, Isaac, I'm not a gambling man, but you mentioned it. If you had whatever prop it was for Sam Murphy to be player of the game, pour yourself a glass of wine or crack open a beer, because unless something crazy happens, you're winning that. You're cashing out big tonight.
Sulemana Ba.
As Ba off for Patuxent, so they take off one of their most dangerous offensive players so far in this one.
And arguably their player with the most professional experience. I mentioned earlier that deep cut, how he played overseas. Maybe Patuxent resigning itself, trying to get some other guys in. You know, the defense has had very little answers for this United attack.
As we see both sides continuing to warm up the bench, get those guys ready to go. I think, though, if you're United, you keep Murphy out there, see if he can track down himself number 3, even though he should have had it earlier, but just missed the empty goal.
You got to keep Murphy out there. 2 goals and 1 assist. He's been fantastic, to say the least. 5 points on the night. The offense has run through him. And I don't even know if you take out Ennin, because even though he's had a silent night, you know, he had the first assist with Murphy. He's been nothing short of active. He had the first 2 best looks on the night for United. He was a decoy on the second score, and he's been moving. He's bounced from hash mark to hash mark, you know, disrupting the Patuxent defense. I'm not sure if you can take him out as well, the way he's been playing.
And it's certainly been a game changer for United here in his first start with the side. Ball up, Potter going to collect it in, tracks that one very well, and holds. But you mentioned it, Ennin hasn't scored yet, but he's certainly been a difference maker as the long ball played ahead. Here's Phillips, speaking of difference makers, pops one over, and just a bit too high. He wanted goal number 2, trying to make a run for that man of the match title, but not able to get it. It'll be a goal kick for Patuxent here in the 69th minute.
And it looks like we have 2 more subs coming in as Ennin begins to waltz off the field.
Substitutions for VB United.
As looks like Ennin and Trinidadi.
Number 22. Correction.
As
replaces number 18, Franco Trinidadi.
As Cass and I believe McCloskey.
And number 14, Michael Wayland.
Wayland.
Replacing Timmy Ennin.
So Wayland, the traditional starter there on the attack, and he was replaced tonight by Ennin after Ennin netted that goal in the 84th minute on Saturday. Wayland, fresh out of high school, just committed to Old Dominion. And you got to wonder if...
Chance for Wayland there. As he heard you talking and said, I got to make something happen. Almost did.
I've been pretty good with those tonight. But Wayland, you know, the change has been, it might have been just simply an experience thing. There have been instances this year where Wayland has just let the ball get a little bit away from him. Ennin was really calm and collected tonight. You know, big reason for those 4 scores, but we'll see what Wayland can do in his 20 minutes of action.
And you look at the difference between the age gap between those two. The veteran of Ennin, certainly much more experience playing at this level. Chance cut back to the middle. looking, feeds, chance, Moody. That one too high. And over, it'll be a goal kick for Patuxent.
And then on the other end, Aiden Cass, we're playing Franco Trinidadi. Cass is a, Kellam High School local kid, plays over at Lynchburg, and Trinidadi has gotten very few moments off in this short season so far, so I'm sure the Charleston product is happy that he gets to sit down for a little bit.
A rare moment for United these past couple of seasons with Trinidadi not on the pitch. He'll take a well-deserved breath, get some water, some Gatorade over there. As Patuxent on the run looking for a chance. Cross, header up, pushed away by Cass.
And here's Nevins. The two were high school teammates and played against each other this year, Wesleyan versus Lynchburg, where Nevins actually scored the game winner on his former teammate.
As that went up and through out to the Lucky Oyster party deck.
So let's hope they've settled the beef and can play some friendly ball after a tough one last fall.
Moody, near side to Cass. As United also on the far side warming up William Maloney. So it looks like Potter might get a chance to rest his mitts, take off the gloves a little bit early in this one. 72nd minute. United up 4-1. Goals from Murphy, Stoffel, and Phillips.
And that just shows to you how multifaceted this offense is. Guys that had not scored coming into tonight, all with goals. Murphy especially with 2. VBU now with 7 different goal scorers on the year.
Murphy tries to turn his man inside out there, just couldn't. Patuxent will play back to the far sideline. But scoring throughout this lineup, Murphy now the only one with multiple goals. And not to mention that, too, we've also got multiple guys on this roster now who have more than just a single assist.
Yeah, Ethan Taylor might be the gentleman that you're talking about. He's got 3 of them. He's yet to send a shot into the twine, but he's definitely assisted on some that have reached the nylon.
Yeah, it looks like we'll get a keeper change for United at the next whistle. Maloney heads to midfield. Taken away, Moody. Worked across, just out of the reach of Murphy. Patuxent pass intercepted. Stoffel has Wayland with him. Couldn't get it to go. 74th minute, United up 4-1. Looking to round off their 3rd straight victory. Winning 3 of 4 in this season opening homestand.
So it looks like McCloskey and Maloney will head in.
As Stoffel going to head off for McCloskey. Potter off for Maloney.
And that's all your reserve players if you're VB United. Everybody getting a touch of the pitch tonight. You love to see it.
As both players head off to greetings from their teammates and coaches. A job well done in this one. Throw in for United. Long throw, Wayland taps over the head for McCloskey. Beats his man. Left foot into the box. Chance sent high once more. Just kept in. And McCloskey thought he'd kept it in. But looks like he was standing on the line and just stepped out. Another good look for Phillips, though. He's got one goal, had multiple great looks for the home team.
He shot that one chip just over the net. He was set up for another nice look there had McCloskey not been called out of bounds, as he had corralled a ball about 10 yards away from the net, maybe just a little bit more inside.
Murphy pressures. The quest for number 3 continues for him. Long ball played far side. That one gonna dance out ahead of Nevins. Throw in for United, though.
Patuxent not playing with as much urgency as you would expect. Maybe that's indicative of this game being a little bit too out of reach for them, bringing in the subs, changing things out a little bit. United seemingly feeling the same way. All 7 reserves have come in tonight. And here's Maloney getting his first touch of the season. The VCU product did not see the field this year at the collegiate level.
He'll pause, gives to Hermoso. Always good to get not only touches, but a little bit of extra time there for some, maybe a little confidence boost, and just to get live game action, completely different than practice action. Ball goes out in 77th minute.
Whalen sent that one flying, and that's kind of what I mentioned earlier. He's an extremely talented young player. Sometimes just lets the ball get a little bit out of his control, as you saw that one sail about 10 or 12 feet over the head of our man of the match, more likely than not, Sam Murphy.
United leading by 3, looking to close this one out before they can turn their attention, as you mentioned earlier, to maybe a little bit of sweet revenge after falling at Christos FC 7-0 last time those two teams played. They'll play at Christos 1 week from today.
And that's a meaningful game. Christos is, as of right now, sitting right behind them in the Chesapeake standings. Granted, United has played 3 more games, but Christos is 1-0. They did beat Patuxent last week, as Rondon struggling to corral that, but last year 7-0 was nothing short of an embarrassment, and I'm sure Coach Mills does not want to head to his first road game, and come back with a 7-0 ringer around his neck. That's just, I just don't see that in the cards for this team especially. They've got a lot of fight in them.
Christos will play this Patuxent team on Saturday night. Their opening matchup coming 4 days ago against the Virginia Marauders. A 3-0 victory for Christos.
And that was my misspeaking there, but nonetheless, this is a talented Christos team that I know for a fact people in the building here are taking extremely seriously, because, you know, we did not know what to expect necessarily from teams like Charlottesville and a new-look Patuxent squad, but they know Christos is a tall task, and it's their biggest test so far outside of Lionsbridge, and it might be our true indicator as to how good this VB United squad is if they can go away from a road game against a pretty tough opponent with a win.
Little extra grabbing there as Cass gets the whistle called on him here in the 80th minute. United up 4-1.
All right, fans, get out your raffle tickets.
Ramakatsa to take the kick off the restart.
Warriors Tap House gift bundle. Warriors Tap House is loaded.
Into the box. Up to play it. Maloney goes sky high and hauls it in.
The winning number, 391-583. take your winning ticket to the merchandise table on the concourse.
Condit back. Maloney gives near side to Moody, who's wanted to maybe give it back to his keeper. Instead, just sends it right out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for Patuxent.
You mentioned that 7-0 loss, but the matchup prior, VB United came away with a 4-0 triumph, so really inconsistent play last year. That was a theme of the season offensively. This is a new-look team that seems to be getting their rhythm down a little bit. I'll be interested to see how they perform and if that disparity that we saw last season is mute this year.
New faces, new coaching, but some of the old faces that certainly remember how those matches went enough to kind of start to establish a little bit of a rivalry here and there, a little bit of to continue to establish the culture in the room. And those guys, of course, we talked about Hermoso, as well as Taylor, a returner, Lighting returning, Wilkinson, who we haven't seen yet, a returning piece. So plenty still to come for United. It never hurts to get these younger guys, newer to the club, some opportunity as they're doing here tonight.
Yeah, and I had the opportunity to talk with a lot of these returners prior to United's first game against Lionsbridge, and these guys are well aware when a team consistently beats them. They know it, even before they got here. They're aware of the prior failures to achieve that so desperately desired victory, and that's the same thing with Christos. A lot of these guys that weren't even here last year know about that 7-0 loss. That was one that United came away with the utmost sour taste in their mouth. That one was it was an embarrassment, and they don't want to go back on the road for their first road test and walk away like they did last year, which was embarrassed.
Moody, corner, in, played out by Patuxent. He'll put right back to the middle, skied up. Header, Phillips was trying to get there. Hermoso will come back. Plays it off the hop over to far side for Murphy. Chip in, hit off the defender. Played to the middle. Collected this time. As that one going to be worked far side by Maloney. And United regroups through the middle. 83rd minute. Not expecting a ton of stoppage time again here in the second half as we saw in the first.
Isaac, I don't want to keep bringing it back up, but that Christos game, it's their last USL2 League game for a week or so. You got to imagine that they don't want to walk away from that one with a loss before they head into a pair of friendlies. Maybe making it all the more important. It already has that large significance.
Chance right side, centering feed. Across. Cuts, shot, and that one just missed the near post as Murphy looking for number 3, couldn't get it to go. And as you mentioned, that first road match, a little bit of time off between that.
William Maloney replaces number 30,
as
Griffin Potter.
United also knowing that really at this point, that home opener loss to Lionsbridge puts them trying to play catch-up, hoping that they can take advantage of somebody else beating Lionsbridge and then a chance to beat Lionsbridge themselves later on in the season.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. July 6th is a day that everybody associated with Virginia Beach United has marked on their calendar. They know that might be the game, and you don't want to look that far ahead because you still have tough nights against team, at Christos. You still have to travel, 2 weeks from today to Patuxent and then over to Nova. But the league runs through Lionsbridge. And if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And July 6th is simply going to be that telling day, as if VBU can keep up with the perennial powerhouse.
And the one that they certainly looking for, really the first victory in a long, long time against their rivals, a chance to pull it back. But as you mentioned, plenty of soccer to play between now and then. For Coach Mills and company, it's taking each match as an individual test. These guys not looking too far ahead. This one 4-1 right now, 86th minute.
Yeah, and you got to give these guys, if it's a test, you got to give them an A tonight. Maybe an A- for the one goal that slipped through off the Hermoso turnover, but just an absolute dominant performance once more. We had that brief 3-4 minute stretch where this game felt close, but after that goal by Stoffel kind of evaporated that tension. It's been nothing but pure domination from United, and they've been able to just play comfortable, play loose, bring in all their reserves. We've seen Maloney now for the first time. Just domination once more from every single person that has touched the pitch.
And for Coach Mills, always looking for the good, but always finding the things that potentially could be better. You mentioned that turnover. A little bit of a slow start in both halves, something that's going to be addressed most certainly leading up to that matchup at Christos. But like you said, overall, Coach Mills, not much at all to be, or really anything at all to be frustrated with this side. They've come out from the hop and played well, pressing the issue, banging home 4 to make it a 4-1 game here as we sit in the 88th minute.
Yeah, and he'll evaluate, and Coach Mills will evaluate the wrongs of this performance at a later day. Tonight will be a night where VBU can just rest and enjoy the victory, but last Saturday, following its victory against Charlottesville, Alexander Moody told us that after their victory against Nova, one of the key emphasizing points in practice was set-piece goals and opportunities, because Coach Mills...
Chance in, running the line, pass, back shot, kicking save, goes up, actually hits the top of the football uprights. The look for Wayland there, couldn't get it to go. It'll be a corner kick for United. Time continuing to run down, 88th, almost 89th minute.
Time is definitely dwindling here, but Moody did mention they worked on those set pieces, and you saw the performance that they had against Charlottesville, 2 set-piece goals.
As this one in, will we get a third? That one, the set-piece opportunity goes up and out. It'll be a throw-in for United.
Reminder fans,
I'm not entirely sure what they worked on following that game, but I can tell you right now, the movement away from the ball has been telling tonight, as we've seen Murphy and in Stoffel just scoring on chances that have come away from the ball, and crossers coming in that have just found their foot at the right time. I imagine that was a key emphasizing point in practice this week.
And the awareness to find those gaps on the pitch, those open spaces. United certainly doing a good job of that as we encroach on the 90th minute. Of course, stoppage time incoming. This one played into the box. Header up, that was Murphy. Still trying to feed him for number 3.
He's had his fair share of looks. He had the golden one, arguably his best look of the day, that he just tailed to the right slightly. But they've left him out there for a reason, and that's to see if he can seek number 3 and knock it through.
Reminder fans, official time is kept on the field.
As United plays across the back line, Condit, Murphy. Into the feet of Patuxent, pulling it away. United will just play back to Maloney. cross, pushed back. Maloney near side, Condit.
Condit has played well tonight, disrupting the very, few and far between Patuxent attacks. And after not playing in the first 2 matchups, he's started 2 consecutive games and played all 90 minutes in both. As we have some shoving.
As frustration certainly from the Patuxent side of things. As Ramakatsa a little angry with it. Looks like Murphy over there as this one enters in stoppage time. United leading 4-1. Certainly not much extra to be tacked on, but we'll see what the official word is.
Yellow card issued to number 5, Mokwene Ramakatsa.
As Ramakatsa given the yellow. Meanwhile, we got Moody showing off some behind-the-back basketball skills over there. Got a little between the legs, looking for the step-back jumper. Maybe hoping he can go catch the NBA playoffs in the locker room.
Got some great matchups. I don't know if you've been watching, Isaac, but it's been nothing short of entertaining. I have a couple notes on guys here that played multiple sports in college, but nothing on Moody, but from the looks of it, he might be able to ball a little bit.
He might be able to handle his own. Maybe we get a VBU basketball tournament going on at some point, see who could come away with that.
You think we could participate? They let us?
I'm not sure they'd want me to. Wouldn't look good for anyone. Ball back, United just kind of buying some time.
You got to imagine that yellow card from Ramakatsa, just that built up frustration, on the defensive side. Ramakatsa, returner on the attack, he just has to be frustrated with his team's performance and the way that VBU has really controlled the tempo and the pace of this game. And we saw it with the body language early on, and it just seems like it might have boiled over.
And that does it as the whistle sounds. That's going to be your game here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. United takes it by a final of 4-1 over Patuxent. Scoring in this one, well, it started off with a pair from Murphy as he got on the board for United. Sammy Murphy coming in the 25th and 27th minute. We would sit at 2-0 heading into the halftime. Then Patuxent would get a little bit of life as Adekimbe scored in the 53rd minute. However, PK Stoffel quickly pushed it back to a 2-goal differential in the 59th. Phillips adding a tally in the 64th minute. And we talked about it there as the half wound down, but for Coach Mills, certainly a very good performance for his team. Not a lot to nitpick heading into the room here.
Not a lot to nitpick on the offensive side. To be fair, the defense did not get a lot of action tonight, so we don't necessarily know how they looked or what could have happened. Obviously, the one blaring mistake was the Hermoso turnover that led to the Adekimbe goal, but maybe that's just a testament to how good this defense is. They didn't get a lot of reps. So definitely a lot to be happy about and pleased about. Some things that you might still be unsure about, but nonetheless, Coach Mills, he's done it before. He'll find things to build on, and he'll move forward into a road game against Christos.
For Griffin Potter, another strong outing in goal for United, surrendering that goal, but really throughout the opportunities he was faced with, had no problem tracking those down and making the big saves when called upon.
No, and he always is extremely calm and collected. He looks extraordinarily relaxed when he's in net. Obviously was extremely frustrated following that one that slipped past his reach, throwing the water bottle. It's still lying to the right side of the net right now, but when he's in his element, there's really nobody better that we've seen so far. He's been fantastic. A big guy, really lanky. He's got the perfect build, the perfect mindset, and he's put it all together to start this season off extremely hot.
I think it's safe to say, as we talked about a couple of times, our lucky Oyster man of the match had to have been Sammy Murphy. 2 goals and assist. Just a great performance from him all throughout this one.
100%. A guy that came in with 3 starts, making his 4th tonight, but playing shy of 200 minutes. One of the only starters to do so. Comes in tonight, plays all 90, came in without a goal in the past calendar year in both collegiate and semi-pro level soccer, and shows off the power he possesses in that right leg. I mean, by golly, he was nothing short of an X factor, and that's just a testament to how much work he puts in. He's one of the first guys here, one of the last to leave, and this is something that he's worked for, and it's no surprise to see that it's yielded this sort of result.
United caps off a 4-game homestand, going 3-1 to start the season with a 4-1 victory over Patuxent FC. That'll do it from the booth. Thanks for tuning in with us. Virginia Beach United topping Patuxent 4-1. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a great night, everybody.